25 Games, and welcome back to another video of Project 1999 EverQuest. Now, I'm back from my vacation. Well, if you can call it a vacation, I mean, visiting family, and how much of a vacation can that possibly be? But, yeah, I had some fun, got a bit of a tan, got burnt a bit. It's actually about 10 degrees, well, Celsius, I don't know what the heck that would be, Fahrenheit, warmer than it is here down in Nebraska. That's kind of like about the center. I think Kansas is dead center in the continental USA, and Nebraska is the state right north of that, so pretty much center. And the weather was a little crazy. Summertime, I had no idea there'd be so much storms. Just madness. We're kind of lucky we left the day after a massive storm. Just a few days ago, and I mean, the airport was shut down. Runways were flooded. I mean, I've never seen lightning strikes like that in my life. It was every few seconds, probably an average every 5 seconds. I didn't even know that it could be so violent. Even the husband of my, I guess, niece-in-law, he's a cool guy. He's in the Air Force, and he says he's been all around the world, Japan, Germany, Turkey, Iraq, and he's never seen lightning like that. And he's been in the Air Force for 12 years, I think. Yeah, he's been in it for a while, so yeah, a little crazy down there. And actually, we had to abandon. We're at this place called the Taste of Omaha last weekend. We had to abandon it because this is not even the day that I'm talking about, the lightning storm. This is like a few days before that. This is just last Sunday, actually. And we had to abandon it probably around 6 o'clock because freaking storm came in, and the wind was blowing, and there's all these pavilions and tents set up, and there's this nice lake in Omaha, and one of the tents flew off into the lake. The wind was, I've never encountered wind like that, and lots of sand and grit was being blown in it too. You couldn't have your mouth open, and my sunglasses were protecting me. But yeah, here I'm just medding up, so I can talk freely for the next while. COS, the instant clicky invis for Necros and SKs. Ah, sounds cool. Sounds ghoul. I was gonna rate that. Sounds cool. I'll have to look it up. I've had a few people chat with me while I'm out here, and it's cool. I like chatting with people. Hopefully this tiger won't attack. It says he scowls at me, but I don't think these tigers will actually attack you. But yeah, everything. When we had to abandon that Taste of Omaha, it's just like a food fair, basically, from all over the world and I guess the local area. But kind of scary. Women were screaming, an ambulance was showing up, a massive rain. I mean, basically drowned the area. We had to take off in a hurry, and my 3-year-old son lost his hat. We didn't even see it blow off. I mean, the wind was so violent. I had to take the buggy from my wife. Just to make sure that everything would be safe. I mean, yeah, the stroller, I guess. We have him in a stroller because otherwise he'll take off. He's just one of those 3-year-old boys that loves to not listen and do his own thing. So to keep our sanity, we'll put him in a stroller, and he seems to be fine with that. So, but we're back. It was 2 weeks we were down there, so it's quite a while. It's kind of weird coming back to your place after being away for so long. I haven't really done that in a while. Quite a while. Let's take on this saber-tooth. So, what do I plan to do? Well, I want to get to 30. That's my goal. And I'm not fighting right. I only fought like 3 things before I made this video, and that's the first time fighting with anything for quite a while, maybe about 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks with Terex. So yeah, it's a little bit rusty, but I'll get back into it. Just gotta watch I don't grab another mob like I did with the last fight. That's why I had to rest a lot for a long time. Circlet of Shadow. Drops in Drogo. Oh, that's what he was talking about. He said Vlastro was saying he wanted to go and camp. I'm not sure exactly what it does. They nerfed it. The instant clicky invis for Necros and SKs. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm learning. I was talking to Needs More Buffs this morning. He was thankfully on. I even caught Super Bits and Bob. I caught him on. I haven't seen him in quite a while. And yeah, he put out a video just a few hours ago and was explaining about his health. And I wish you all the best, Bob. I hope. I mean, I went in probably around the year 2001 to check because I was having a lot of fatigue and couldn't really nail it down. I don't know. I tend to get fatigue, but I think it's more linked to lack of proper sleep for me. And proper sleep is really important. But yeah, I'm not an insomniac. I don't know what it is. I just never seem to get proper sleep. Maybe it's some kind of sleep apnea. And oh, this goblin is way too far away. I'm thinking of abandoning my bow on the Shadow Knight and possibly using that idol that was not selling for Sarkis. It adds, I think, a little bit of strength and stamina, and it goes in the range slot. And so, I mean, realistically, if I want to put out if I want more stats on my guy, I mean, that's the way to go. I'm not sure if there's any bows outside the Ranger Epic bow that actually will give you stats. But, I mean, it's nice to have the range I'm pulling with. Super far range, but, you know, I mean, it's just not, it's not damage, it's just a way of pulling. I did just fine, I think, pulling with my spells. I'm not sure if there's a longer range spell than 100 that Shadow Knights have access to, but I mean, heck, there might be some item I can clicky and use it to pull. I don't know. But it's not doing much damage, and the only thing it is giving me a few seconds before they get within range of my spells, so I don't really see the advantage of that over having something that will give me stats all the time. Now, I think it's like 2 strength and like 1 stamina goes in the range. I mean, I don't need to fear him again. Because there's so few items that go in range, that's why it was worth about 1.5k. And, give this guy a couple good whacks. At least he's running for me. I'm not really hitting him. Come on, take a swing. Oh, I wanted to life drain him. Yeah, sometimes I don't... I mean, it's not really my DPS output, it's just I'm not close enough, and probably because I haven't been practicing. When I have been playing... Before I went on vacation, I was playing with Sarkis, and I'm just used to the speed of so I kind of was lagging behind. Warbone Skeletons, blue. Should be fine. Pulling another guy. See, I mean... Go get him. See, I don't really need the bow. It's not doing anything. But conversely, I mean, the stat increase is not very much, so I don't know. I think everything adds up in the end, especially when I start getting my Ixar Shadow Knight armor. And, 96% resing at Sarnak Fortress soon. That's always nice to see. You gotta love those 96% reses, especially if you're like a group wipe, or it's just nice to have somebody come take care of everyone that just got wiped. And I'm thinking of unrest. My experience is unrest. It's not like in your teens or even early 20s that you're gonna lose tons of experience, but it still really sucks, especially if it's happening over and over again. Just to have somebody come and help out with a nice res every once in a while. Oh, this guy went down fast. Did I even lose anything? 75%? Just mana, pretty much. Yeah, I love this bloody sword he has. It's absolutely awesome. There are better Shadow Knight weapons you can get. I mean, there's like... there's some kind of one-handed bash weapon, and Icebone. I think it's worth quite a bit. It does more damage than my Nocti Gavant blade. Yeah, I'm not seeing my target. I don't know why they called it Nocti Gavant blade, but I thought it was Noctivant Noctivant blade. So I was always typing out the wrong thing when I went to auction for it. Oh, my pet's not attacking. Should make a key for that. I haven't even hit the guy. Come on, hit. Yeah, my router just, for some reason, cut out. It, like, never does that. I think it's done it once in the year I've had it. And, Actually, no, it gave me trouble about 3 weeks ago. For some reason, it just had cut off connection. It's a Wi-Fi router, connection to the modem. And I had to go on to my ISP and ask what the heck's going on. And I guess they said there's no problem with the modem, and it's just, so it's got to be something else like your router. But it's a good router. I spent a fair bit of money on it, like $150 at Costco a year ago. I don't even think it was a year ago, to tell you the truth. I think it was like late summer. Oops, I don't need to do this. I need to put on fear. Oh, and yeah, if someone mentioned to me that, and I should be doing it if I'm fighting undead, for crying out loud. There's a better fear. It's Spook the Dead, and I do have that. I just have never actually used it. And well, I'm not really using Deadeye, so, or Dirt Cold, or Disease Cloud. And I'm pretty tapped for mana, so I'm gonna have to rest now. Shadow Knight without mana isn't much of a Shadow Knight. It's a watered down warrior, basically. But if your pet's still up, watered down warrior with a pet. So how can I put this? Maybe I'll hit up. Let's change this up. I don't really need what is it? Protection from cold, but so ward undead. I wasn't even using that, and that's something that I should be using as well against undead. It's not. I think it does 40 damage. And where is Spook the Dead? Numb the Dead. Spook the Dead's right here. So I'm gonna have to hit 6. It's kind of far from where my fingers are used to going, but I guess I'll have to do it. And this is only if I actually fight undead. So and there's quite a bit of skeletons that wander up and down here. I have to watch out that I don't run into the dreaded ones. Greater Charbone, or is it? Or Charbone skeleton. And Dirt Cold. Now that's what Shaman would use against you, cold-based spells. And I don't particularly want to fight Shaman. I just bloody well hate fighting them. They are nasty. But you know what? This shouldn't be too bad if I'm throwing fear on them. Actually, I've even done that in the videos before. So if I run into a Shaman, maybe I'll give it a go. If they're set to fear, it's not too bad. But Spook the Dead, less mana, and I think you have half the casting time. Yeah, mana cost 10, casting time 2, as opposed to regular fear, which is 40 mana, so, whoa, a quarter of the cost, and cast time is 3.5 seconds, so almost 50% of the time, so, to cast it. And that is pretty crucial if you're trying, like if it fails, if it resists it, or when it wears off, you want to throw another one on there. And I find undead to be, they always seem to be like, when you run into your first Warbone, I think everyone around level 20 will be, if you're trying to solo it, will be in for a bit of a surprise, because it does do quite a bit of damage. And but I'm 28 now, so it's kind of left it in the dust. But I think the next kind of level for that type of undead is the Charbone, and there are a few of them that wander around here. And I think they go up to level 29. Now, I'm also sure that there's going to be a few items for my... There's a Charbone, it's blue. I think they range from level 27 to 29. And, why am I not getting into a group here? Let's see if I, Sorry, Vlastro, if you watch this. Great for pulling SKs. What is the range? On... Oh. It just gives you invisible, okay. Yeah. Sounds great. No longer instant. Yeah, that I can see them nerfing that. That's great, actually. How does it work exactly for pulling SKs? kind of theorize how it would work if you can get a really fast invisible up on you. Going to the windmill. I kind of forget, sometimes I'll forget little things that I've already told you guys. I mean, it's been going on since September, and it's now June, so 9 months of this, my little anecdotes. But I also have to remember that not everybody knows everything that, you know, from my own perspective, especially if you're not playing the game anymore. Some people come to watch my videos, and they no longer play the game. Flysticks is one that I know of, and I do appreciate all of your advice, Flysticks. I listened to it because I think you said you played for 8 years or something. Oh, there's a Sarnak recruit. See, my mana is slowly going up, but it's coming right this way, so maybe I'll take care of that guy. Sarnaks usually go down fast, I find, and go grab him. I find that, oh sorry, I was going to say, give him a bash. There's a few Sarnaks I need to kill out in the over there. You pull and then click it to invis, and you just hotkey it. So, I'm wondering if, like, when you pull with this circlet of shadow, maybe somebody else can leave a comment and tell me how that would work. But how is going invisible going to help you if, like, the mob's still coming after you, and won't it, any other mob that comes near it that's it's aligned with, kind of, won't that be added even if you're invisible? I'm not sure. I can see if you're in a trafficked area and you don't want to pull extra guys, but I don't know. I mean, once the mob goes past, it'll pull extra guys anyway, so I don't... I'm trying to think. I just don't see... I mean, invisible will always be able to... You'll always be able to throw that on at level 30. And Shadow Knights they also get visibility to undead. I shouldn't be using any more mana. So we pretty much have the invisibility side covered. I'm kind of disappointed that we don't get Dead Man floating. Shadow Knights can't have everything, unfortunately. I don't know, people don't really I mean, I haven't been cruising the forums a lot, but it just... From in-game, people don't really seem to talk about Shadow Knights like they're ass-kickers. And, personally, with Sarkis, my shaman, I like to group with Shadow Knights, so they seem to be one of the better tanks out there, if not the best tanking class. It's just a green. No, I could be wrong about that. The reason I say that is because warriors can't really seem to taunt too well, and Pallies do all right as well. You must have your Necro SK. Circlet of Shadow. I've seen a lot of people trying to get that. Okay, so now let's try... Engulfing is too far. I'm going to pull this on Dead, and I'm going to try Spook the Dead. Let's get him to come down the hill. In fact, you can go after him. Cantic. What kind of name is that? Probably too far away. Yeah, that's fast. That's really good. Along with Ward Undead. I'm probably not going to have any mana after this fight. Along with Ward Undead, I'm not going to have too much problem against Undead, but I'm not really sure where all the Undead places are outside of Unrest. I mean, I'm sure they're all over the place, but I'm just saying like a dedicated area where there's Undead constantly. I don't know why I'm not spooking it again. Bashed it. Also, your pet does stun too. I really am actually looking forward to the next pet. At next level, I get a pet buff. So I know that they're not going to be like, holy crap, your pet's tough. But it's just nice to have extra. Oh, what are you? It's a Warbone. And I don't have much mana. It's going to attack my pet. Let's see. Oh, it's light blue. Kind of was in the same predicament. I just can't have another mob come in. And come on, kill it. Spook the Dead. You. Okay, harm touched. I'm dealing with one at the moment. Yeah, if another mob comes after me, I am dead. Come on. Whenever I actually... It's like watching a boiling kettle. I don't do damage when I really want to. When I really need to do it. When I don't mean to do it, I do tons of damage with this sword. Okay, so we handled that fine. Let's get the heck out of here. Come on, Cantic. I'm sure I'm not going to run into any guys. This seems to be a relatively safer area coming over here because it's kind of between the green mobs. I mean, I think yeah, that's the fort over the Sarnak fort. So this is the kind of the edge of where all the level 20 mobs are, and then you get into the mobs that are kind of in the teens. And I should be binding my wounds. So I've got the gear for fishing. I just haven't been fishing. Vein worm, that's food. Need to fish. Got a lot of food. Okay, we'll just leave that then. Yeah, so I maxed out on bind wound. I think I'm at 100. I maxed out quite a while ago. And yeah, I have to wait till level 50 to get up to 200 in bind wound. So bind wound is going to be increasingly less and less efficient as I go up in level. Yeah, that's yeah, I wanted to put out a video for you guys just to show you know I'm still around. Of course, I'm always around. And still putting out my other Let's Plays. And Project 1999, I try to put out one a week, like I always say. And if I don't, I'll make up for it the following week. And sometimes I'll even put out an extra one. Just depends what I'm doing. Depends how busy I am. Okay, so I'll be sitting right here, and sure, the zone's pretty dead. I don't know why. Usually this place is, maybe just people got sick of it. I don't know. I came in 6:30 in the morning, or 6:45 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time, and there was over 20 people in Mistmore. I was actually quite surprised, and no one would take poor old Terex. I didn't really want to bother with that then. It's because I didn't really want to put out another Mistmore video. I just thought you guys might be sick of seeing the, at least the pond area. I'm kind of tired of seeing that. I've leveled Terex and Tekin there to what they are now. Resing at Windmill if anyone needs. But I didn't really want to show another Lake of Ill Omen video either. I've done quite a bit of those, but I don't know, I just want to stick around close to home. Probably should have, because I went through East Commons, I probably should have tried to get the spell when I was there from the vendor. Forgotten about that. I might just get Sarkis to pop over and grab the spell. For Terex, level 29 buff for your pet. Sell it in East Commons, Common Lands. And yeah. I don't know, there was other things I could have do. When I was coming back from Mistmore, I could have... There's two guards kind of close to the docks, two dwarven guards in the butcher block area, and they're both blue to him. And I looked them up, they're level 25. Threatening. I don't know why they weren't scowling, but I think they're a slightly different faction. They may be like, kind of like posing as dwarven guards, but they're not really dwarven guards. They're kind of criminals. Or they're dwarven guards who are criminals. I don't know. Maybe they're corrupt. I don't know the lore on that exactly. They really didn't have much information on the two guys when I looked them up. So, but they're right next to each other, and I didn't really want to try it if I don't know it. I guess that's just a bit of old EQ caution running through me there. But yeah, I could have been... Oh, what actually threw me for it said that they are completely immune to magic, so yeah, fear would not have worked, and yeah, just probably wasn't a good idea if I tried it. So it's like the druids in East Common Lands. I don't want to bother with them. I know druids can be pretty nasty, especially if there's two of them. It's not like I can mez them or anything like that, but or have a powerful pet to soak up the damage either. Unlike a necromancer or a magician can go in there, because druids have spells that, you know, nasty dots, and they have, at least in the my teens with my Dark Elf, I was out in the Nectalos Woods, or Forest, whatever it's called, and doing my class quest. And I really, really suffered doing that for the necklace that he had. If you go to see one of my Cleric Unrest videos, you'll see, I think it was the second video, it might have been the first video that I did. I talked about his necklace, and it's a real pain to get. They had all these dwarves, it's not dwarves, they're halflings on the hill, and yeah, and they're all druids, or no, some of them are druids, some of them are warriors, and the druids would always knock you back with a spell. So when you're trying to cast a spell on them, they do a knockback, and you're disrupted, and of course the knockback spell does a fair bit of damage, and then they come up and melee you. So yeah, I don't particularly like fighting druid NPCs. They're kind of the same vein as fighting shaman NPCs. Both just something I'd rather avoid if I can. Of course, the easiest one, the most common thing you'll fight in the game, I guess, is a warrior type NPC. I'm gonna guess, because I think that everything is kind of classified within. Oh, maybe that's just intelligent races. I mean, I don't know what they do with like a beetle. Is beetle classified as a warrior class? I don't know. I can see Varant coding it like that back in the day. It's not beetle, it's a beetle warrior. But yeah, it's the most common thing you fight as a warrior, so I kind of expect to face. You kind of know what you're up against. I mean, if you see things like a goblin wizard, you know it's going to be casting DPS, or sorry, DD spells, direct damage spells on you. So for me to go against those two dwarves, I wouldn't have been able to use any of my fearing or even engulfing darkness. I don't know why they would have made them completely immune to magic. That seems a little odd. The only thing that would have worked was just a big solid beatdown. It's not something I can dish out the damage, I just can't really soak it up. And I'm still, for the most part, it's the equivalent of banded. A few things have some stats on it, but I have banded bracer, XR scale gloves. Now that's, other than my sword, that's probably one of the nicer things I have. So Seblet scale neck guard. Not sure how. I don't remember getting this. It's definitely an upgrade to what I had. I think I got this because there's no neck guard for the class armor, so yeah, and then like things like the turtle shell helm, it's pretty common for people. Plus 5 AC. I think banded is 6 AC for your helmet, and but this one has plus 3 strength. So I'm not really epically geared to go toe to toe with something over a long fight if it's close. So I really rely on fearing. I can get away with going toe to toe up to about level 20, 22, I guess. But I think you get fear. Is that a 14 level spell for Shadow Knight? I think it might be. Here's a Charbone. It's blue. And really have to remember to throw on Vampiric Embrace. It's not like it really helps me anyway. Let's see. If I can spook the dead. I'm going to try to pull them down here where there's less. Should always do that. Kind of an idiotic thing to be fighting them in the middle of the NPC pathways. Okay, please allow me to see the target. And then spook the dead really quick. So now that's nice. Usually by the time my fear spell goes off, they're like either on me or just a step away from being on me. Half a second. Oh, see there, my Vampiric Embrace went off twice. Just random. Okay, another spook the dead. That last one didn't last very long. Oh yeah, I wonder, is it the full 18 seconds like regular fear spell? That I do not know. I hope it is. But then Charbones are... This might be a level 27 mob, so... Sometimes the higher level, even if they're blue, this one resisted. They start to... It's not just full-on resist. They tend to get out of spells that you put on them faster. So I don't need to taunt. I'm probably maxed out in taunt for the level. can tell engulfing darkness is worn off. Thank you for turning around. I was gonna... Oh, is this on me? No, let's go this way. Slowed, so... Didn't hit that fast enough. Oh, did he resist? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did. My engulfing darkness. Yeah, now I can always throw a ward on dead on them. Oh, Icebone. Let's kill this one first. Thank you. It's a blue Icebone. I have no harm touch, so I'm gonna have to unload on this sucker. I should be fine. As long as another mob doesn't come on. This is pretty far away for the pathing for the blues anyways. It's all kind of greens to my left, going left. Oops. Yeah, I'm not sure if Spook the Dead lasts as long. It might be like 12 or 15 seconds as opposed to the full 18 seconds that a Fear spell gives you. So I've decided to pool Sarkis's money and Tarek's money together, and I'm going to get the shield, the Atrimonious shield, and Super Bits and Bob was trying to sell that earlier, and I'm hoping to be able to pick that up from him either tomorrow morning or whenever in the next little while. Nice to get bone chips back. I was almost completely out of them when I came back on today. Never actually seen the level 37 Barracudas in the water. I suppose that Sarkis might be able to handle them, but you think that you're safe when you come out of the water, but no, the fish will follow you out. I don't know if anyone else has seen that, but yeah. I mean, I think you can run. If you keep running long enough, they'll stop and they'll go back in the water, but like you can charm them and bring them out just like my skeleton pet, and they'll follow you around. I actually haven't tried doing that. I have, I think, two charm animals with Sarkis at level 41, so I haven't tried it on a fish before. That's a little funny. I'm sure if there was a fish in Eastern Common Lands, I could bring it up to the tunnel and everybody have a look at it. It'd be a little funny, because I didn't know that you could do that until, like, I made a video of it. Who was it? I think it was my ranger. It was right here in Lake of Ill Omen. It was probably about 7, 8 months ago. Some druid was using it to camp the area where he was. He might have been camping the Goblin Kazugi ring, I'm not sure. But I thought it was kind of funny. A big piranha was right next to him killing all the mobs. Oh, Varant, you are funny, even though you don't try to be. Varant is the, I wouldn't say they're the original creators. I don't know how it worked out. I think the game was originally started by 989 Studios about 15, 16, possibly 17 years ago. And somehow Varant was then the developer, and then Sony bought Varant, I think. And then Varant kind of turned into Sony Online, which is a lot of the same guys that were in the original game. At least with Varant, and they're the ones working on EverQuest Next. And EverQuest, I guess it's now called EverQuest Landmark. It's not called EverQuest Next Landmark anymore, because too many people were getting confused by that. But now my mana is higher than my hit points, but it's not a big deal. It's probably better, a little better to have it that way, because my hit points tend to regen fairly fast, so I'm not really worried about that. But if I run completely out of mana, it does take a little while to get it all the way back up. I don't know, I mean, with Cannibalize, it doesn't seem to take that long with Sarkis, but it also could be because I'm, actually doing something instead of just sitting there waiting. I know, for me, it was brutally, oh, dude's coming here, brutally painful not 100% anyways, to wait for my cleric mana to go up. It's just, holy crap. I wasn't even level 20 yet. I liked how he was running toward, or trying to run, even though he was kind of snared and put the fear on him. Then he just starts walking calmly like he's in a trance. He really does not look like he's feared to me. He's just like, oh, I'll just walk away from this guy. Nice and slow. Oh yeah, that didn't seem to last very long either, so I don't know. I remember fear lasting a little bit longer than what it is here. Always gotta love it. Fearing somebody in a group, or sorry, when you're with a group, fearing your mob. Not that I've done that really with Terex. It was the time that came up was I made a video with Tekin that was I think I was in Mistmore, but I was also using that at the Sarnak Fortress here, and just every level you go up, you want to practice to bring your, I forget what it's called, Intimidate or something. And you want to bring that up every time. I probably should. I don't really like where my health is. Probably should rest for the next one. Where is the group? I have no group. Seems to happen a lot with Terex. I'm just soloing out here. There's got to be people at the Sarnak Fort. There's a Warboned right there. Yeah, further level, they do hit particularly hard. And I know I actually think I died with, I don't know if it was Sarkis or not, but it was my ranger, Theron. Brought him up against a Warbone. I was like, holy crap, this thing is kicking the crap out of me. Oh, wow, somebody from my old guild, Supremacy. Quay. Yeah, I talked about my old guild that just kind of fell apart. I need more health in this. If I get them to, like, fear, I think he's too far away. I get them to fear. It should be life draining. Problem is, though, that life drain really does not do very much for me. I think it's 11 hit points. I mean, look at how many hit points I have, up to 783. And to waste my time when I could be, DPSing the mob. I don't know if I should even be bothering with it. The only real usage I have is when I'm around other people who are fighting mobs. So just kind of, I know I always kind of felt like an ass doing it, but I mean it's not taking much from them, and it's kind of helping me if I'm life draining from a distance. Minuscule hit points. When I hit 30, the next life drain is, I think it's 33 or something, or 34 hit points each time. It's quite the big boost, but the problem with that is that you don't get another life drain until level 49. And even then, I think, if I remember right, looking at the spells for the Shadow Knight, that it's a drop, or you have to quest for it. I could be wrong. But I know Velius has a couple vendor drops. I think they're more efficient than the one that before Velius, the one that's out now that I'm talking about, the life drain. It's more efficient, but it does less. So less at a time. But that I'll have to deal with at another date, because I mean I'm only 21 levels away from here, and both with how fast I level and with the XP penalty, it's quite a ways away. And hopefully not too far away. I'd love to hit level 50. Level 60 would even be nicer. There's a Warbond. Just kind of not happy about how low my health is right now. And if I wasn't making a video, I would just wait it out. Or we go upstairs. I think my son is up and about, and I'm going to have to go and take care of him soon. I might have maybe about 20 minutes before I hear the call that I got to go upstairs. I picked my time. I wasn't able to get on as fast as I liked. I was on earlier today, but then I had to go look after my son, and my channel actually needed quite a bit of little things I need to do. 6, spook the dead. You know, I should just use this guy. If I can, spook the dead. Keeps interrupting me. Oh wow, Lastro is level 49. He's a necromancer. He's almost a 50. Two yellows to go. Should be fighting in the waters. I don't know if that has. I'm now using the wrong spell. Fear. Well, it worked. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to life drain. It's my little pathetic level. Oh, sorry, 11 hit points life drain. Oh, come back for more. Let's just kill this stupid thing. Okay. Sit over here. Well, I mean, I'm just over half health. Good for you, bro. Level 50 is a great milestone. I do believe this is his main character. He's never... I don't know if he played in the past. I think he did say he played in the past, last row. But, yeah, it's nice to have Needs More buff back, and he's got a paladin character he's leveling up as an alt. So, he'll probably surpass Terex within the next month or so. I just level so slowly. I do aim for to get past level 50 one day, and Terex and Sarkis, my shaman, are kind of my mains. I'm kind of split between them. I get a little tired of just casting with the shaman, so I like to use my sword and hack people to death, just to split up my game time. But I mean, obviously, Sarkis is the main. But I like Terex too. I mean, like I said, the class that kind of seems perfect for me is a Shadow Knight, and well, free ports to OT would be nice. Yeah, he has the OT hammer over there. Hammer. You just pick a mob, hit it with your hammer, and well, when the effect procs, I believe that's how it works. It ports you all the way to OT. So. That's why you occasionally see people come up and say, "Can I hammer off your mob," or something like that. That's what they're trying to do. Port themselves to OT. Sure would. Excuse me. But yeah, there was a class, and if anybody's played Dark Age of Camelot, there's a class that was kind of similar. That it was in the Albion faction, or the Albion realm, because it's realm, RVR, realm versus realm, Dark Age of Camelot. And, you know what, I forget what it's called, but it's like a warrior, and it did some life drains. It didn't have a pet, but they kind of wanted you to use like a flail, but I'm not really into flails. I went with you could still use a sword. I think some combat techniques you couldn't use unless you had the flail. And, but yeah, I almost felt overpowered with that class too. I mean, it was a new class. It wasn't out when the game originally launched. It came with one of the expansions later on, a year or two after. And, yeah, that actually became my favorite class in that game. And I remember like having tons of fun in PvP. I felt like I said, it's a little overpowered. I don't think it was overpowered. It's, anyone that does play a class that does well, they'll never say it's overpowered. There's this right where you want it to be, and everybody else will say, "Oh, that class is overpowered." But no, I enjoyed it, overpowered or not. And I'll never forget that. Like you want realm points is what it is when you kill the enemy out in either the battlefields or in the frontier area. And it really didn't matter too much if somebody killed you. You're just giving them some realm points, and then you're just wasting your time running back. It's not like you lost experience or anything. you just spawn with all your gear on you. So kind of running back to the battlefield. I'm not sure if there was a res thing. I don't think you had to pay for anything if you die in PvP. In NPC, PvE, yeah, you had to. You lost experience, and you had to go back to your tombstone where you died, and you get experience back. But you don't have to get your gear. And I thought that that was a pretty good step up from the old EverQuest. But I'll never forget in that. I think it was the Battlegrounds. I don't know if I took that Dark Age of Camelot class, like the Shadow Knight, further in level 35. I kind of just hunkered down in the Battlegrounds and fooled around as much as possible. The Frontier always used to scare me, and I was never part of a really epic guild in that game. I just kind of, I think I kind of joined newbie guilds or just played solo. Or I actually had a friend, a real life friend I worked with, got him into it, and we played side by side, and we'd have like a little LAN party and drink some beers, and yeah, had a lot of fun with that. But I'll never forget this one time in the Battlegrounds. I saw a group of who would they be called? It's the Norse faction. Anyways, so I saw them. There's about 3 or 4 of them, and I knew that because they had like a shaman with them, and he was blue to me. In fact, the conning system was pretty similar to EverQuest. This EverQuest. So I saw them, and I spied on them for a bit. They didn't see me, and then I kind of made my move and charged them alone, solo, which is normally suicidal in just about every PvP situation. And I knew I was going to die. But what I wanted to do was get the round points from that shaman, because he was blue. I think everybody else was about the same level as me. And so what I did is I stunned the shaman. I ran right through the group, stunned the shaman, had some kind of stun ability for 5 seconds. And in that game, it matters where you're angled, like with your shield. And I had a shield and a sword. And your shield can block, like full-on block an attack, not just give you 12, 25 AC with some stats. Your shield can actually block, and you can put specialize in that and increase the chance to block. So having a shield was quite a big deal in that game. The way it should be in real life, because shields they were a huge part of fighting battle. They weren't just adding to your armor like in this game. I think they kind of didn't really use shields too well in this game. But anyways, I stunned the shaman, and he was a big one. I don't know if he was like an ogre or whatever the heck they were, but he was a big guy, and I'll never forget that. I angled my body so that the rest of his group was directly in front of me. I kind of used the shaman as a way to block other people from attacking me, or from seeing me clearly. So I actually killed the shaman. So I got the round points for it, and shortly after, I can't run with all these guys on me, so I just stood around and fought to the very end. I didn't have any hope of killing anybody, but I just wanted the round points, and yeah, I guess it's kind of brave of me to do that, but really, I mean, that game you couldn't really lose. It's not like this game, like you lose your corpse, and you lose your money on your corpse, and if they kill you with a dot, then you lose experience. It's another charbone. And yeah, then you have to run back to your corpse with the enemy possibly nearby, and loot all your gear. But there was rules back in the PvP team server. Like, you couldn't just kill someone who's going back to their corpse. And if I remember right, if you did do that, you didn't allow someone to get to their corpse. You can actually petition, and a GM will come, and that was a no-no. You just did not do that. GM will come and settle it with you, and you would be on the receiving end of either a warning or suspension, especially if you like to do that a lot. And I know when the game first came out that people were doing that, of course. I mean, it's human nature. It's pretty cowardly, if you ask me. I mean, you don't have any gear on you. You can't, especially as a melee class, you can try to come in. You have nothing to fight with, and somebody's attacking you. Got to get your stuff back, so... Yeah, so it wasn't like, oh my god, you die, you gotta go back to your corpse, how do you... But the thing is, you also have to give the person a grace period to leave. And sometimes that would be in conversation, like you'd talk to them. And, but the general thing, you have to give them a period to leave. And I mean, if they come charging back at you, I don't really think that ever really happened. As soon as they get all their gear on you, they're on you again. But I mean, they could go back to their side, wherever their forces were. I mean, people are always trying to rally people to come help them out on the team servers. So yeah, I miss PvP. It's I had a fellow, I think his name Epid. He was chatting with me. He says he likes my videos, and especially my shaman ones, and his main is the shaman. And I think he has a Shadow Knight as well. Yeah, as Epid is his Shadow Knight. So yeah, so I'm pretty good. What is that? That's a Goblin Warlord. Ixar is probably easier. And yeah, he was talking to me, asking me about if I was going to join a PvP server, because he liked it when I talked about PvP, my PvP stories. Well, if you really want to get in PvP stories, most of my PvP, probably 95% of it actually came from Warhammer Online, where it's you know how you log in and you're in this game and you're like, oh, I'm going to camp this place or hope to get into a group and miss more, or the Sarnak Fortress for, I got about 6 hours to kill. Well, in Warhammer Online, it says my son getting in trouble upstairs. 3-year-olds can be a handful, especially him. He's pretty big for his age. Tall. He's very, very skinny, but he's tall. Holy. Yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, you log in, and in Warhammer Online, especially when you reach level 40, which is the max, and not even then, you can PvP from level 10 on up. No, you can even PvP before that, actually. But I mean, with the battleground system they had, I think it was called Scenarios in that game. Yeah, you log in, and it's like, oh, I'm going to spend 6 hours going around with the warband and attacking the other faction. And it's PvP, you get experience, you level up, even PvPing in that game. And yeah, that was... I missed that, and I'm kind of hoping that EverQuest Next will have at least a system that will incorporate PvP into it, but I don't think it's going to be much different than, say, World of Warcraft in terms of how the scope of how big PvP is. I know that whatchamacallit, the game that just came out 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, Elder Scrolls Online, that has tons of PvP in it, and like, I guess I'm gonna guess that Endgame is basically all PvP, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some PvE raiding in that game. Every MMO seems to have that. Even Warhammer Online had some PvP. It didn't have raiding. It had PvP dungeons. Yeah, you could only have your 5-man group in that. Seeking bind at Cablis. Sorry, buddy, I can't help you. So it's out of range. Yeah, I miss that, and I just hope that there'll be some MMO I play in the future. Kind of died. Warhammer Online died because the classes were very unbalanced, and the developer did not listen, refused to listen. I think what happened was there's some controversy that the lead developer guys, they either quit or, why am I life spiking? I mean to do that. They quit or were let go. And I mean, you can say it's for the good if they weren't balancing the classes, because one of them just said that it's fine as it is, and this went on for months, even though the game literally hemorrhaged like 80% of its player base. I don't know how pig-headed how much more pig-headed you could possibly be. Now, who was it? Was it EA that... Yeah, it was Mythic that did it. They also did Dark Age of Camelot, and EA bought Mythic, so it's EA Mythic. And unfortunately, EA put in $100 million back in, what was it? The game launched in late 2008. $100 million to try to combat WoW, to make the next great big WoW killer. And well, you know what? When it came to PvP, I haven't played a game that kind of matches the fun of Warhammer Online. The only other one that I can possibly think that would be the Elder Scrolls Online, because the entire center of the whole world map is all PvP. And yeah, I miss that, and one day maybe there'll be a game. If EverQuest Next does not work out, and possibly there's rumors of a new team server coming out for Project 99. I don't know if that's valid. I don't know if it's officially, if they're cooking that in the books, or whatever the hell you call it, if it's upcoming. But I don't know. So, if it is an EverQuest Next tanks, maybe I'll start a character on there. And but there's a lot of ifs. I actually have a feeling that, despite how different EverQuest Next is, I have a feeling it's going to be a success. And I need to put out a video on why I believe that. I've said that a few times. Why is that shaman look like he's running, or is that just how they normally move? I just don't like a shaman on the loose running around me like that. I think that's a warlord right in front of me. A goblin warrior. Yeah, I would have tried to put out a video yesterday, or do a video at least yesterday, but I was in no condition. I have an injury to my spine, and unfortunately they sat us at the very back of the airplane. 4.5 hour flight from Chicago to Vancouver, and oh my god, I could not get comfortable. I was in constant pain. It was kind of torturous, actually. I took my medication. It still wasn't helping. Medication only dulls the pain. And so I actually started, like, I bought some alcohol. Jack Daniels on the plane. I should have asked for more than one little bottle. Twice the size of my thumb. That's just not very much. But holy crap. I had a bunch at the airport before going to Chicago, because I knew it wasn't going to be good. So I'm a little nervous flying, I have to admit. I am. I don't want to fight that shaman. I don't know why I'm following it. I want to fight the warlord. This guy over here. I'm gonna have to pull him quite a ways. So Kanik, come with me. Yeah, I was between my medication, lack of sleep, and a bad hangover mostly from the bar I went to calm me down before I went on the plane. I was in no condition, and wow, it's probably one of the worst hangovers I've had in quite a few years. It's not like I'm a big drinker, but I was on this trip because it was my wife's niece that lived down there. They just had a baby. The baby is 2 weeks old when I went there. Rants and Flames, that's the new guild. And well, he liked to drink. So I had quite a few beers when I was down there. Probably just about every day, a couple of them. I'm not a big drinker. It's not like I have anything against alcohol. I just, personally, I can't be a big drinker. I get sick too easily, even though there's nothing I really can't drink. I just have to watch how much I have, because it's the hangover the next day is the bloody worst for me. But sometimes I literally will be sick and I won't be able to stay up all night. I'll be up all night because I feel so bloody awful. I had buddies with a guy from the RCMP, and oh, he drinks. I had to watch that. I don't want to become an alcoholic. But yeah, I get sick quite easily, so I find it kind of depends on what I'm drinking. I think it could be because I'm just sensitive to a lot of preservatives and beer. I don't really get sick until the next day from hard alcohol, but yeah, and that's what really hit me yesterday. I didn't feel like doing a damn thing. I was in no condition to do anything. So that back pain that I have from my injured spine can be pretty debilitating. So, and no medication has ever actually been able to prevent the pain. It just kind of like dulls it and makes me turns me into kind of like somebody who just can't think. Some of the medication I've taken in the last few years, oh, I had to watch it. The only thing I can do, funny enough, I think it's Aleve. It's called Aleve. I got used to it after a while, but the first few times I didn't know what was going on. But holy crap! You ever wanted something that puts you in a bad mood? At least for me. I actually I started playing. I think it was I started my wizard, and that's one of the first times I was taking a leave for my back injury. This is just late last year, maybe around September, October, whenever it was. I'm running low on. This is what I'm kind of used to. I run low on mana first. There's a warrior here. There's a warlord there. And what's this guy? Oh, Icebone. Well, I pulled the Icebone back to. Did I shoot? Well, this is one advantage of having a bow. Oh, crap. There's a goblins, full of goblins, blue goblins in there. I didn't even know that. I didn't know they were in this building like that. I thought it was just all greenies. One advantage of having a bow, I can just pull and then run. And it gives me quite the distance. But if I have so, it really doesn't matter anyway. So usually, just about every group I join, I do get so. There's always a druid or shaman or higher level ranger that has it. Oh, was not targeting him. Spook the Dead, sorry. Yeah, this video's gone on for about an hour. I'm kind of fooling around with getting stuff done around the house and taking care of my son at the same time. It's 6 p.m. Just a little tired. Yeah, I was planning to do this yesterday, but it just didn't work out. It should be throwing on fear all the time. At least, like, it's better to use up mana than it is health, but I don't know. My health seems to come faster. And I'm sure if that's right. I'm sure that was slowed down, but you know that it does scale up. Like, it doesn't remain constant from level 1 for regen, for your natural regen. What happens is I don't know what levels they are, but there's like little milestones, and you get more recovery. I don't know. I don't know what they are, but I think at the end it's 18 per tick, so that's every 6 seconds. I'm not sure what I'm getting right now. It's hard to read this. It fluctuates. So it says 596. Wait for the next tick. Okay, it says 602. So I'm regenning at 6 hit points per tick right now. Yeah, it's kind of schizophrenic. I mean, it jumps up to, say, 614, and it hit 622, and then went back to 614. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just a Project 1999 thing. But if someone knows, like, I'm not even sure if they had percentages back in the game, or original back in Classic. I thought it was just all the bar for your hit points and mana and endurance. Endurance was a lot more important back in the day. It doesn't really seem to mean that much in this game. So I made 20% in 1 hour just soloing. It's not too bad, I guess. I think I started with 3%. And, I did kill 3 mobs before I started the video, so it might have been at like 5% or something, I don't know. So yeah, what ifs and maybes for what I'm going to be doing in the future. I don't want to be playing Project 99 EverQuest for like forever, but I do plan, if EverQuest next works out, definitely I plan to switch over, but if it's not gonna, I mean, if it turns into failure, of course I won't. I'll keep sticking with this game. But yeah, PvP, meaningful PvP. Not really sure if the team servers would count as meaningful to PvP, because well, I definitely don't want to go to the red server, the free-for-all PvP. It just never appealed to me. The only thing I can think of is constant ganking and getting frustrated over and over again. I'd like to know who my enemies are, and the idea that somebody who's the same class and race and grouped with me can just attack me out of the blue. I don't really like that idea. Yeah, never forget. This is going back quite a while. There's some website I used to visit for EverQuest, and I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what it was today, but it would have like all the news for EverQuest. It wasn't the official EverQuest website, but I think if I remember, the official EverQuest website was pretty bare bones. I mean, we're talking about the infancy of the internet back in '99. Give you some information. I give you some information on some of the starting gear you can get, like leather or whatever, heavy light armor or whatever, but definitely not the end game stuff or even mid game stuff. It's just all noob stuff that they would have information on that you could get. And I mean, for somebody who's never played an MMO before and just looking at it, it's kind of neat. It kind of brought me into the game too. But on this website, this non-official website, it would have like the news and screenshots and I guess I was a little less mature back then, but I thought some of the things that people put on were pretty funny. Like, but geez, that was almost half my life ago, actually. It's quite a while ago. But there's somebody made a really asinine comment, and it was from one of the PvP servers, Red server, and this is things like this would. People saying and doing things like this would never. This is what really turned me off from going to the Red server. This is back when you were allowed to loot everything that was no drop off somebody when you killed them. That was the starting rule. I think it later on switched to one item, and then just money after that. Too many people were getting griefed. But this guy had a whole set of armor, and somebody said, kind of equated this one particular player with a mob by saying, "Oh yeah, if you come out here this time of night, you'll be able to get this drop." And it's because he looted the gear off the damn player, and I don't think many people appreciated that. But the idea of people, waiting to jump out and gank you for your gear is a massive turnoff. I don't think that would ever make it very popular. But yeah, that's one of the first things I remember hearing about the PvP server, and that's kind of set me to the tone of, no, I don't think I'm ever going to touch that. The tune, whatever you call it. I start to try to say things, I don't know if they're exactly clear. No, my head's getting tired. I'm using Word Undead when I should be using Spook the Dead. Oh, colorful. But yeah, that was a little bit of a jerkish thing for him to do. I can't imagine looting gear that somebody spent so much time on. I mean, not everything you get is no drop. Another charbone. I don't like the shaman running back and forth. I hope it sticks to that pathway, but I do notice that mobs, when they will run across the map, they will kind of like, they'll go this direction, and then next, when they get to the end, they'll come back, and they'll be in a different spot, and then they'll come back. So they're kind of zigzagging so they change position is what I'm trying to say, so. That one resisted. Nice. Yeah, don't get near these ruins because they're full of goblins. It's engulfing darkness has worn off. Yeah, I know I'm getting tired when my words start slurring together. Yeah, no group. I guess that's it for the video. I mean, I guess no one wanted a 28 Shadow Knight. I don't mind bringing in a group. Where are you going, buddy? He's going over there. I don't mind bringing in extra, like a finely crafted. These are things that are worth about 3-4 plats. So I don't mind picking them up. I don't want to give them to my pet and just greedy like that. Ixar Pariah, Goblin Warlord, and my health is at 49%, so we'll just rest. Probably take the Ixar Pariah. Actually, I'm gonna do that. Pet's gonna give me a few needed seconds. Is this somebody phoning me? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Which is going to be hard to fight. I'm going to have to be back because I can't do 3 things at once. I'm just not that good. This icebone skeleton killed my pet. While I was AFK, so... that shaman still running by. So it's not going to stop until someone puts it down or the server resets. But, which reminds me, I don't think I've ever actually seen the server in Project 99 reset. I know it's gone down for patches, but those are very rare. They don't seem to have like a maintenance period that all the other MMOs that I played seem to need, like especially WoW. I remember it used to go on for like, what, 10 hours or 8 hours during the night on Tuesday night? Or Monday night, Tuesday morning. Here at least, anyway. Well, I think that'll do it. There's the greenie. It's like this area is all greenies except for possibly inside the fort. But I think that'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.